Hello everybody, it's Madison Reeves, Valente Realty, Keller Williams in the Black Hills. I'm back for the next weekly real estate market update, and today we're going to get a little bit political. Well, not really. I'm going to talk about how elections in the past and the history that we have studied has affected the real estate market. We're going to analyze that historical data to see how it may change or not change our real estate industry in just a couple of months. So let's start off by what most experts are saying is going to be the prediction for the real estate market in the next year, 3 years, 5 years, so on and so forth. 2025, we are likely going to see more houses sold. The value of homes are going to appreciate, which is a good thing, but it is going to become more affordable to purchase a home, and that is because we are starting to see interest rates trend down. In fact, today, I'm recording this on August 27th, 2024, just almost the end of August. We're walking into the last month of quarter three, and we are at the lowest interest rates we have seen since the fall and winter of 2022. So what does that mean? Well, let's just compare it in a little bit of a smaller scale. From April to 2024 to today, 2024, we are seeing an average saving of $289.83 per month on somebody's mortgage just because of the money that they are saving by having a lower interest rate. And over the life of the loan, that is $114,000. So it's not an insignificant amount of money. That's just from April to August. If we were to analyze the numbers from, October, November of 2022 to today, we are going to have a massive difference in the savings that we're seeing for homeowners. With that being said, the Fed chair has announced that the time has come for rate cuts, and we're expecting that in September 18th, just under a month from today. Right, now that we have talked about how the real estate industry has changed and fluctuated over the last couple of years and the last couple of months, let's discuss historically what the real estate market does and how consumers feel about the real estate market during an election year. So first and foremost, I want to categorize it into three main things of how consumers typically look at the real estate industry in an election year. These are going to be more of the feeling behind their buying decisions and their buying power. I mean, every election that comes, what's going to happen? Is the world going to end? There's so much that we could talk about teetering on a line because everybody's got a different opinion, everybody's got a different viewpoint of who should be in office, and it's just the uncertainty of what's going to happen as the existing administration leaves the office and a new one comes in. The second thing to consider is policy. Naturally, you're going to be more confident about the policies of the candidate that you choose to be in office. And if those policies align with what you're wanting to do in the real estate world, then you're likely going to be a little bit more certain and a little bit more confident making decisions. Finally, customer confidence. Are they educated enough in the real estate market to understand what is going to be happening, how it's going to be changing? Are they seeking out outlets like this to understand historically what it has been doing over the last 11 elections that we're going to be analyzing today and how that affects them in the real world? Essentially, to boil it down, are things going to get better? So let's analyze some elections. So I'm just going to rattle off some statistics for you here. From the months of July to November on any given election year, the average loss of real estate sales is 15%. Loss of sale may be a little bit of a poor choice of words because it's not necessarily that we are losing the sales in this market, but rather that they are just being delayed until after the election when key point number one, uncertainty goes away. Consumers know what to expect. They understand the administration that's coming into the office, and they understand what policies could be or will be put into place. 9 out of the last 11 elections had actually seen an increase of home sales after the new administration was voted in. 7 of the last 8 elections saw an increase in value of existing homes. And lastly, 8 out of 11 of the last elections had seen a drop in interest rates. And what's really interesting is the last election that saw an increase in interest rate, and it wasn't much, I believe it was just about 1/4 of a point, was in 2016, where we saw that home sales dipped and home prices also dipped, was around the 2008 election. So there you have it, folks. There's a really brief rundown of how could the American presidential election affect the real estate market that you are buying in. More often than not, studies show that the presidential election is not going to affect a consumer's job or income, which therefore is not going to affect how they make decisions in the real estate world and how they make decisions with their money. So with that being said, we have heard over and over again over the last couple of months, definitely getting more popular over the last couple of weeks, that buyers want to wait until after the election to start looking at buying their next property. But I want to leave you with this. We have spent the last couple of years waiting for rates to drop. We have talked to multiple buyers that said, I just simply can't afford it right now, which is understandable with the increase in rates that we saw from 2022 to today. But with that being said, if everybody else is waiting for rates to drop as well, and they do in September, what do we think is going to happen? Well, the floodgates are open and it's going to become a very competitive market as more buyers enter the market. And what is that going to do? Well, that means there's going to be less inventory available and home prices are going to increase as demand increases. As always, if you have any questions at all, please let us know. We are happy to help and we are happy to be here as your real estate resource of choice.